What up? This is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Netflix's new documentary film, Schumacher. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, ring that bell, so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you'd like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. Watching this documentary is like watching a complete trajectory of an icon. From the rising star to the race car legend to the current devastating condition, there's laughter, there's tears, there's moments of weakness, there's lapses of judgment, there's triumph, and there's tragedy. You could not have asked for a more quintessential examination of the great Michael Schumacher. A lot of us Formula One fans would often put him on a pedestal, understandably so. The man is basically like the Maradona or the Michael Phelps of auto racing. The best in his field, the top of the heap. But what this docu gives you is a full spectrum of not just Michael Schumacher's career, but also his humanity. Both spectacular and revealing. Schumacher is simply extraordinary. Fully supported by Michael Schumacher's family, Schumacher documentary film features rare interviews and previously undisclosed archival footage and draws a very sensitive yet critical portrait of the seven-time world champion. It explores the many facets that made and defined this complex athlete that accompanies him on his meteoric rise in this challenging and dangerous sport, which is followed by millions worldwide. His strong will and triumphant fight to win against all odds put Michael Schumacher at the center of global attention. At the heart of Michael's story are his parents, his children, and Corina Schumacher, the love of his life. This whole thing is also bittersweet because you and I, all of us Michael Schumacher's fans, already know the ending, what happened with that horrible ski accident, and to this day, there's very little information as to his current state of physical and mental well-being because Michael's family keeps it very private. So for them to be willing to share with us the Michael whom they personally know and love through this documentary really brings tears to your eyes. So many chapters of Michael's odyssey are covered here. Obviously, all of the Grand Prix racing footage really takes us down memory lane. With the roaring sound of the engines coursing through your veins, it feels as if you're witnessing those championships for the first time again. But the one chapter that stays with me was when Michael got into an accident on the track against his own teammate David Coulthard. And then Michael got out of his car, ran towards Coulthard, shouting at him. I mean, if people weren't there to separate them, they probably would have gotten into a fist fight. At that moment, Michael lets his perfectionist attitude and his anger and his arrogance consume him. But that sounds and looks familiar, doesn't it? Because years prior, the late great Ayrton Senna did something similar to Michael, yelling at Michael, whom he considered a thorn in his side, an obstacle to his greatness. You might argue, but Rama, those are two different circumstances. But are they? Are they though? Because it seems to me, what goes around comes around. So call it fate, or call it the universe intervening, whatever. But I would like to believe that the first few seasons that Michael did not win with Ferrari, those losses or those barren years, if you will, they needed to happen for Michael to eventually get his head on straight. Some of the public figures featured in this docu will floor you. Not just Michael's own family, but also his former rivals, former fellow world champions. It's wild seeing them at their age today, looking back on what the press deemed at the time as heated rivalries. Their brutally honest testimonies add to Michael's already complicated shades. So many lessons you can take away from this as well. Not just in terms of how Michael treats his co-workers, but also how his racing philosophies and discipline may apply to our lives. This docu is wide-ranging, but the focus never falls all over the place. It's ultimately about the journey of a man who has to overcome himself and put his ambition in check to finally become that unbeatable speed demon. It is absolutely inspiring, no doubt about it.